already. I've said that already. If I am repetitive today, this gives you a clue as to what I've been up to. I don't need the echo. I'm already confused. Okay, here we go. Yes, we are live. It's alive. I think if someone slapped me on the back right now, I could kill them with my eyes. Don't slap me on the back right now. Okay, welcome to 1 hour, one new song, week 4. I almost have a sense of how to pretend like I know what I'm doing here. I'm doing a new thing of if you are entertained or otherwise find this amusing, on top of your generosity of just, spending your time hanging out with me in what is ultimately a mental health hour. I've just splashed around my Venmo and PayPal info. And more than that, I would really, really love to, I have some ideas. I gave myself that much of a head start as to think about what kind of song I would like to have written by the end of this hour. But I am not only okay with throwing that completely out the window, I would love to have input from anybody and y'all as to, oh my goodness, it closed captions me. Oh, wow. I am so sorry for this software. Ukulele, Petrichor, Idlewild. I am so mean to this software. Okay, but yeah, anybody's input. I'm going to try to keep a look at the comment section on Facebook and get vocal. So, if you're on Periscope, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so sorry I don't have the techno skills to also manage that feed. I'm so amazed that we can pull this off. Anyhow, I'm wasting time. But by usual time wasting standards, hey, week 4 means we got the broadcast started on time. I'm going to sip this beer in victory, and also, invite you to join me in cocktail hour. Not every day is, but it's planting season. And that's meaning something to me on a whole new level this year because it's like the garden in front of my house and it's like a bunch of people's effort and it wouldn't be anything without them. And now I have to reward the effort by making sure that the babies get watered and potatoes. I'm going to reward myself by planting potatoes later. Anyhow. Okay, so I want to write a pop song. I was thinking about how... Hi, Nandi. How are you? Live from UAE. Nice of you to join us. Heat stroke. I took a 10-minute nap on damp laundry right before this. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life, but I'm and I reflected, maybe this isn't going to be a good thing for this show because what's my number one rule in songwriting? Don't overthink it. I am incapable of overthinking squat right now. Rock lobster. Dun, dun, dun. I don't actually know how that song goes. I just know that it's burned into my head forever from Family Guy. Okay. So, as I managed to get over a back injury that wasn't quite sure if I need surgery in order to stand up straight or walk again this winter. I couldn't belt my way out of a paper bag. And it was really emotionally disheartening for me because that's my home in a lot of ways, just like the tonic chord. I was raised to be a high performance belter. If you want to contact me regarding vocal coaching, I will name drop happily, but this is not the place. And so I have a few numbers in mind of, now that I can sing them again, ooh, that feels really great to sing, but I don't actually have that many of my own that are just great. I would make fun of them as being block chord specials. But there's a reason we all love big power ballads. So today I would like to write a pop power ballad. So I've given myself that permission of a head start, but already wasted it, so no fear, all is even and fair and squaresy. Oh, I'm so sunburned. Okay, I got most of the dirt off me before getting on camera. So I'm just going to mess around on piano. I was messing around in the A before, and that's usually a pretty good bet for me. Let me fix this frame. We can do prettier. We can do prettier. It's a pretty little house. And this way you can follow along at home if you're that kind of music nerd. Ha, you're a nerd. Well, so am I. Who am I talking to? Nerd power, nerd pride. Anyhow, I live pretty comfortably in the key of A. But, ooh, I am not looking for anything to revolutionize chord progressions today. I have a really complicated lyric job in front of me, and I really appreciate those. But to balance it out, I want to give myself something that's like, oh, yeah, obviously lyrics go over that, and it's very free form, and dare I say trite, but I don't care. That's why I have a black little pop heart. So if you don't know theory, I'm going between the 1 and the 4, and 1/5 is this. It's got this very resolution-y feel to it, but 1/4 has a really similar type of wholesomeness to it, but it's incomplete. I might be getting my theory wrong, and I can think of at least one viewer that might jump up here and tell me exactly how I'm wrong. Hi, Cameron. But this is the Hallelujah, Amen progression. You hear it a lot in church music. It's kind of, I don't know, it's not as hunky-dory as that. It's more meditative. It's meta. So whatever we're doing today, I am quite satisfied. Hush. I'm simple. I'm a simple farmer. Dang it. Don't hush. I love your comments. Thank you. I'm just quite happy introing and probably doing a verse just between 1 and 4 in the key of A. So 1H, 1NS. I like the name of this show, but when you do it in abbreviation, it sounds like a virus, and that's just not contemporary right now. 1H, 1NS. Ooh. Okay, 1 Hour, 1 New Song, week 4. Starting to get used to this. So we're just going to the A to the D, and that's going to be our intro. And let's go ahead and confirm whether it's going to be our verse. Cheers. I don't know if I started drinking Banquet specifically because it so goes with my house, but it really goes with my house. I feel like the ghosts around here are looking at that like, yeah, that's my brand. Probably. Also, my dad was a chorus model for about a half a minute in the 70s. Weird family history. Anyhow, pop song. So there's one specific graduate of the School of Vocal Technique that I studied that's really, really, really famous. And I do a lot of her songs, and I really enjoy doing a lot of her songs. I think that's all I need right now. This is where songwriting gets delightfully simple for me in a way, to not over-explain it. This is processing. I'm not really sure what kind of duration we're going to give that yet, but that interval is kind of processing. And this is a thought that moves it on to the next development in the story. I don't think we're going to repeat that. I think that's going to be a one turnaround. And just, because I'm not counting on myself to remember squat. Yay, heat stroke! Sunflowers are coming up like bandits. Just, okay. How are they coming up exactly again? Sunflowers, I love them. Check week 2 if you don't believe me. Okay, so our turnaround and verse. See, it's getting written. Our turnaround and verse is just A to D. And then our intro and verse. And our turnaround, I can barely write. This might either be real good, y'all, or just terrible. What are words? Okay, our turnaround is now F sharp A, F sharp minor, E. Comments from the peanut gallery? Chime in anytime you like. I love y'all's feedback. Okay, So we've just turned around our thought. And then the ear is naturally wanting to do something else from there. I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, really? Okay, so we have two options. Where my head is going is this F sharp. So theory kids know that, well, obviously I could go back to the D. But I could also use the F sharp. But I think I'm going to do both because do is what I'm hearing. Okay, so what do I really want to do? What do I really want to do? So here's what we have so far as a thought. Well, darn my black little pop soul, it's not doing anything more interesting than reversing that 1/4 to a 4/1. But don't knock it because it's the best stuff of some of our best nursery rhymes, the folk songs that never die. Just because you have a real small, vocabulary in your alphabet soup don't mean you can't create a masterpiece. As I jinx myself. Knock on wood. Okay, so that would make our B section, is what that feels like, of the verse. Just D, A, times at least 2, and... and then I'm just doing the same turnaround again. But I kind of... I'm technically a Lewis Carroll scholar. Technically. I won an award. And I love the way he played with the whole concept of through the looking glass of mirror images of themselves. So that is a little bit of a mirror image of itself. And it's like, ooh, wow, man, that's very, very nifty. But I think subconsciously your brain picks it up as being the same thing but different, and it's going to be up to the melody to bring that home, no pressure. Also the good water. And plants are onto something. Okay. I think I'm not going to do the thing where I put off all the lyrics to the end, because that really has been stressed me out last week, for instance. So I'm going to just play with this for a minute. One of my favorite songs is Perfect Day by Lou Reed. This is not nearly so nuanced, but I want that vibe. Okay, so I think I found the hook in my head right now, which, unless y'all really want to get opinionated about it, is the only opinion that I have right now. So that's the hook, because my brain says so. Too obvious. Maybe? Maybe not. I'm resisting it, but I've twice landed on that E is where we come out of that little phrase. Let's make something interesting there. Nope, too interesting. Yeah, I don't think I need anything personally this week that kind of shocks you. I wouldn't mind writing a lullaby this week, personally. So that was kind of fun. Well, let's see if I can make that more chordally challenging. Well, that's fun. Okay, cool. So that was a happy semi-accident, and I kind of knew in my head what I want. So if you're looking at the keyboard, I love, it's a device I've used, and I may use it here. I don't have time to second guess it. That's our main rule today. So the device I'm going to use is jumping the octave in the chorus, which is fun because you kind of lull people into a sense of security that, you know, your voice only lives here. Maybe you can freak them out. Maybe we'll do a high verse or something. But I can comfortably belt that an octave up. Ah! Happy accidents. Alright, so what I liked, though, in that pass was putting the F sharp minor instead of the D. To kind of revolve around the F sharp minor. I don't have to revolve around the third of the fourth. Okay, cool. So, I think this is the chorus. It just feels like it. Let's do D. And that's going to hold for a minute. And that's going to go to F sharp minor. And that's going to hold for a minute. And that's going to go to E. Okay, cool. How are you today? How was your week? All that good stuff. Taking a little breathing moment. Also, I might sip a little heavier on this beer, because this is bubbling up really nicely from my subconscious. I really appreciate that. And I think the best thing that could happen to this song right now is I just spit out whatever's behind it. Easier said than done. So I'm going to play with where this thing is sitting right now. I think the trick with belt songs is finding something to shout about. Love is a really common one. We'll never run out of love songs. Love is, by definition, something you end up wanting to shout from the rooftops. I've written a lot of love songs. I'd like something a little more existential than that today. That was me figuring out what the song is about. That was painful. So behind the scenes sneak peek to how I'm checking if the final chorus is going to work for me. Get up there, girl. Yeah, okay, it's okay. It's just the right amount of challenge where I might mess it up, and that's what's exciting to me. Adrenaline junkie. Checking. Alright. Yeah, this is a lot less energy than the other shows. But as far as being something that I do once a week that has a way of engaging this art form that I do, which is innately broadcasty with other humans other than the specific clients that I'm working for, as a way of giving me a sense of wholeness in my art, it's going good. Okay. That's going to be fun once I can figure out what on earth it says. How are we doing for time? This is me in lessons when I'm having an off day. How are we doing for time? How much more am I making this go on for? Well, honestly, what the heck? This might be a bit of a 50-50. Because I'm avoiding putting lyrics to it again. All right. This is where it gets boring, because this is how I write lyrics. I listen to the song over and over and over again until it's like, well, obviously, those are the words that go there. But when it's something that I still don't know how the verse melody goes, I now know how the chorus melody goes, so that's already working away in my brain like some kind of multilingual jigsaw puzzle. But I need to know the song we're working on before I can actually write the lyrics, is the way I work generally. Sometimes I'll have this poem-like thing, and then I'll write out lyrics. Maybe we'll do that for week 5. Maybe we'll start with the lyrics, because I always run away to the music because they couch the emotional content of the lyrics for me. But for now, I need to bear with me. It'll get exciting as I rush to put words onto this thing. Shadow. And many nights will go. And pick the dew off mountain blue. And what do you, baby? Don't you? Maybe. Okay, so that's me rushing away to the bridge. So my brain has gotten good and used to the chorus, at least right now. That verse is awfully freeform, like a million things could go on top of it, which is part of what I'm writing for. I will. I promise I will. I'm going to start singing in a second. But for right now, I'm going to... Thank you, by the way, Nandi. I hope I'm getting your name right. Okay, cool. So what was that I just played? Cool. Bridge. We got all the music done again. Okay, promise. Next week, just because I'm dissatisfied with the level of challenge in this myself, I just do the same thing over and over. Next week, we're starting with, like, lyrics. Challenging. In fact, if anybody wants to send in a set of lyrics, I probably have promised some people that I would put music to their lyrics before. Now, this is your chance to remind me and publicly shame me. Bring lyrics. We'll see what we can do next week. Okay, so that bridge is nothing but a big fat F sharp minor to D to A to E. Cheese ball. And it lifts so perfectly into that octave jump for the last chorus. Or that will jump the octave before then. I really am tired of saving all my surprises for the very end of songs because people has short attention spans. So we'll belt the snot out of it after that chorus. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Okay. So I've done that thing again. I did the thing again where the music is all done. And now I actually have to, like, feel brave. Strong Brittany. And put words behind the feelings. Beer on dehydration, it's so good. Okay. Well, you hear me turn into a little old lady there for a second. If there's any value in this series, but yeah, I'd like for people to get the idea that songwriting is not hard. Songwriting is something that is best done with the lightest of hearts possible, as well as the heaviest, and anywhere in between. But if there's any deeper art to be had than that, it's what's about to happen here, which is really hard for me. And part of what a mechanism that I wanted to oil in a public setting, which is being vulnerable and speaking my heart, my mind, and my soul to closest friends and complete strangers alike. And let's see if I can do it. Oh, well, I just thought of something that I feel very, very, very strongly about. And I've actually been meaning to say this to camera for some time, Liz. Wherever you are, I miss you. Really, really badly. With a clean conscience. Long story. I could totally scream out the song about missing you. Because I want you back in my life, and I worry about you terribly every single day. So, this has turned into a song for Liz. Okay, cool. Yeah. She's my best friend, by the way. When we parted, there wasn't a fight that started. Funny how you just prick a nerve and the truth gushes out. Mm-hmm. Okay, when we parted. I'm so desperately tempted to tell the story behind this because it's ridiculous. And hi Chris, I sincerely think that it's probably going to come out in the lyrics anyhow, but I'm going to give it a moment of discretion. Like, I'm not going to just blurt the beans on how me and my best friend haven't talked in a year. It wasn't a fight we started. There's a hint. Oh, I can barely write. See these fingernails? These are farm girl fingernails. The fancy ring on just for y'all. Isn't this a pretty ring? Okay, cool. Oh gosh. Okay, cool. When we parted, it wasn't a fight that either of us started. It wasn't a fight either of us started. Do anybody want to throw in some lines that fit those syllables? I'm tired. I'm a nap after this. No, I'm gonna go plant potatoes and sunflowers. Okay. When we parted behind. And it's so hard not to get accusatory. Like, I do have all sympathy. I don't think it's a fight to be won or lost because it wasn't a fight we started. That whole thing. When we parted, it wasn't a fight that either of us started. Means so much to me, and you mean so much to me, and could ever be half of. Oh, there's an opportunity for some cool. So much to me, and you could never be less than one bomb ass, bad ass bitch in my mind. Let's try if that works. You meant so much to me, yeah. You could never be less than one bomb as bad as bitch in my mind. Oh, that's a lyric, but that's kind of what I'm going at. So that's what the chorus is about, at least. About how you can only be upset about something if you care. How people can only really get under your skin and bother you every single day without saying a word if you care about them. And their well-being and safety and happiness is something that concerns you whether you like it or not because of love. So, Well, that's only bothering me because I don't know how to tie off that. Oh wow, it's funny when a lyric really hits me, my brain works really hard to trauma response it out of my brain, which is why I usually work to recording, but I don't have quite the accessible playback here. I've sacrificed them tools for the greater show. Love, did he really change your mind? The plot thickens. Your mind, did he really take the time? That has more meanings than I'm willing to say on camera on a simulcast. Okay, did he really take the time? You could never be so blind. Don't overthink it. Blind. I kind of don't have anything better right now, and it's like either this or I just sit here like this on camera. Then be to thy sweet self kind. Because it's so many shades of English lit with Mr. Reynolds in high school. Hi, Mr. Reynolds, if you ever watch this. Self kind. Love, did he really change your mind? Did he really take the time? You could never be so blind. Be to thy sweet self kind. I feel I'm painting a picture that doesn't need the extra dialogue, but I don't know. Hi, Di. Nice to see you. Okay. Yay. I agree. Also, yay. We have so that thing where I believe that most of the song's done by the time we get through the verse and the chorus. We did that thing. We have most of a song here. Which means that I get to do the fun thing where lyrics are quiet work. It's like kind of showy to like come up with a music piece on your own, but lyrics end up being pretty internal. So let's see what I can freestyle. I love those songs, and I should really remember a lot of my good ones have come when I just hit a record button, and no matter what happens, you make words fit the melody line. So let's go. When we parted, it wasn't a fight that we had started. Fell behind. And you meant so much to me, and you could never be less than one bomb as bad as bitch in my mind. Did it really change your mind? Did it really take the time? You could never be so blind. Be to thy sweet self kind. Okay, I know where this goes now. When you come back, I promise there won't be no thing. We just okay, hold on. I'm going to take that moment. Hi, person responsibly wearing a face mask. Okay, so if the first verse is about when we two parted, all silence and tears, let's have a little moment with Byron. Next verse is about hope, because hope is the thing with feathers, and it's better than unobtainium. Titanium bird. Okay. That would be a good song. Maybe next week. Okay, cool. Titanium bird. This is the way my songwriting brain works. Write it down or it stops existing. Okay. When you come back. I really want to say I'll always have your back, because that's the truth, but I can't write back with back because that's not flashy songwriting. Okay. When you come back. When you okay, when you come back, don't overthink it. When you come back, we'll sit on my front porch at last. That's near rhyme. I'm taking it because I love porch sitting. If you know me, it's like my favorite hobby. We'll sit on my front porch at last. Spend some time. We have 2 verses. We're so close to home. Spend some time. And you taught, and I'll show you all the things you taught me, and we will finally sing Hotel California all night long. I want to work that in. That would be so our thing, of just singing Hotel California endlessly. We drove a few people insane. That was great. Okay, sometime, and you and I learned so much from, and you, I've learned so many things. Learned so many things, because then I can rhyme it to sing. Learned so many things. Why do I get the feeling I'm running out of time? Oh, because I'm running out of time. Okay. Many things. And we will talk all night and sing. Because that's the thing about a best friend, is I have some wonderful best friends, but there's only one that you imprint on, or at least one that I've ever talked to on that level. And it's just like, where'd you go, bud? And I kind of know, but I don't want to believe. So maybe everything's fine, and she'll just find this video horribly annoying if she ever finds it one day. Love you, babe. Okay, we'll talk all night and sing Hotel California on repeat. Okay, well, gosh darn it. I kind of, okay, that should all scan. And I'm going to be able to finish this ahead of time if I can just not run it, not listen to it, even though I really want to. I'm just going to have to recall the structure in my head. Too fast? When lyrics hit me and they're true, I make this face, because it's a little like having a 10-pound jar of sulfur thrown at your chest. Long story, did actually happen. And and I feel the truth of it. And though the truth is I'm annoyed, because that's what makes it worthwhile songwriting to me at this point. I don't want to hear all your shiny facets. I want to see your zits too, because I got them and you're about to make me feel a lot better about feeling like a petty person and working through it to not be a petty person. Anyhow, here's my petty personage. Though the truth is, I'm annoyed all the boys, the toys, at the end, we through it all. I feel like just showing this thing off. I'm not going to get it right now. I get a lot of really creepy calls on this, but check that out. When was the last time that you saw one of those? Most reliable form of communication on this property. Okay. It's my mom. She does this thing where she rings twice and then hangs up and then calls again, and she won't not do it despite the fact that I've asked. I love her. So that way she knows it's me. I sure do, Mom. Love you very much. All the toys. Though the truth is I'm annoyed. All the toys. All the boys, the toys. The turbulence of times. The strife and struggle we had each other. We had each other. You want me to get that? Okay. You can take the cord out of an old-fashioned phone. It's kind of fascinating. You might want to give the big house a call from across the street. Thank you. It's planting season. We're all busy and sweaty, and I am so glad that we don't have smell-o-vision yet. In all seriousness, nobody would be watching this right now. Okay, but I'm distracting myself because I bet I have like 12 more minutes to go, and we're within sight. I think I'm gonna need to flesh out this bridge by twice of what I got so far. But here's what I got so far. Okay. The truth is, I'm annoyed. All the boys and toys, the strife, boys and toys and the strife. No. The truth is, I'm annoyed. All the boys, the toys, the struggle and the strife and the struggle. We had each other. No, it doesn't fit. It fits. This is why I think I don't like working from lyrics, is because you think, oh, that should fit beautifully, but sometimes structure is not your friend in songwriting. I think we really crave songwriting that sounds conversational. So we don't all speak in poetry. There are a few rare ones among us, and power to you. But most of us plebes don't speak in poetry, and that's fine. Truth is, I'm annoyed. All the boys and toys, the strife and struggle, we had each other. And I would never die. Okay, I need to rework that. Okay, so I'm gonna work down some idea. I'm going to be really polite about what I actually got accused of, and just leave it at that. I didn't. No, that doesn't fit because I already used the word boy. Y'all are getting left out of the mystery. Ha! Okay, not ha. I don't know why I'm not hawing. I think I'm just getting nervous because I know that even though in theory we're like 4 lines away from this being a finished song. Yeah, that's where we started with. These are all the lyrics. I could spend easily weeks or days finding just the right things. And I encourage people to, when they're just learning to write songs, of, no, stop avoiding it. Look for the thing that you actually want to say, and actually take the time to say it. It might not be contrived. It might not be very poetic sounding, but make sure it's the truth. Practice what you preach. The truth is, I'm annoyed. And I think I'm getting too close to the reference song I have in my head, so I think. Oh, I'm not going to do The Boys, The Noise. We struggled, but had each other. Ooh, the good lyric face, or at least I think. So where the hell are you? And could you at least not do? At least not do the same damn thing that once took me away from you. Honest request. That's our song. It's pencils down time. I don't have time to lavish on is it right? Is it the most poetic thing that I could possibly write? It's the truth, and that's all I really need. Take a victory sip over here. We're going to stumble through some idea of a final, and then I'm going to take a breather, maybe plant some potatoes, and come back and record a final that you can all check back up on and make sure I'm being honest with not working on it between that take. It's like part of the show for me. Like, no, within 1 hour, the song that didn't exist will exist. But honestly, if I have, and I barely have exactly 1 minute spare, I really want to run this chorus. So I'm coming out of the 5. That stands. So, where the hell are you? Could you at least not do the same damn thing that tore me away from you? And what's, I'm not going to remember that when we're in the heat of it, so what's the lyric that I landed on for the chorus? I like that, it's elusive to me. Love, did you really change your mind? Okay. Whew. I think that's a song. So I don't know what it's called yet. I'm not sure if I have a hook in mind, but let me work it out for a half second. I don't know if that's gonna work. I might end up reworking that because what I do between the break, when I stop broadcasting and then between I say I'm taking a break, what I'm doing is I'm playing the song over and over again. So it's kind of like I know it, even though it didn't exist at 5:30 Mountain Time today. This has been 1 Hour 1 New Song Week 4. Thank y'all for joining me. This has been one of the funnest exercises that I've done as an artist. If you are entertained by these shenanigans and feel like throwing me some do-re-mi, first of all, thank you so much for supporting artists and specifically supporting me. And thank you for your time just watching this. Anything else is really above and beyond. The info is in the comments. And here's our attempt at a power ballad. Strong, Brittany. Anyhow, okay. When we parted, it wasn't a fight that we had started. Let him try. You meant so much to me, and you could never be less than one bomb as bad as bitch in my mind. Did he really change your mind? Did he really take the time? You could never be so blind. Be to thy sweet self kind. When you come back, we'll sit on my front porch at last. Spend some time. I learned so many things from you. We'll talk all night and sing Hotel California on repeat. Oh, did he really change your mind? Did he really take that time? You could never be so blind. But the truth is I'm annoyed. All the boys and boys we struggled, we had each other. So where the hell are you? And could you at least not do the things that turned me once from you? And love, did it really change your mind? Did it really take the time? Ooh, you could never be so blind. So please to thy sweet self be kind. Love you, baby girl. This has been 1 Hour, 1 New Song, Week 4. I'm Veronique Van Pelt. Y'all have a nice evening.
And broadcast. Run away. Run away. Yes.